Welcome to the latest edition of Hogtown Hangs. This is a video show from the Hogtown Brass Quintet. I'm your host, Jay Austin, and I'm joined today with my co-host, Tristan Ty. Today we're talking with Ira Zingraff, who is principal trumpet with the Niagara Symphony Orchestra. He's also performed with the Kitchener-Waterloo Symphony, Hamilton Philharmonic, Windsor Symphony, Orchestra London, Monster Rock Orchestra, and the video Games Live Orchestra. And in addition to classical music, Ira records and performs with some of the top popular music groups in Canada, including bands such as Arcade Fire, Broken Social Scene, Do Make Say Think, and of course, Michael Bolton, Wayne Newton, and Josh Groban. Since 2005, Ira has been active in the Canadian indie music scene, and is a co-founder and performer of the Toronto-Guelph band Del Bell, who have been featured on the CBC Radio Program Q, along with live performances, and is involved in scoring music for film, notably a live screening and performance of the 1922 silent movie Nosferatu. Welcome, Ira.
Hey, guys. How you doing? Thanks for having me here. This is fun.
Yeah, man. Good to see you.
All right, so I'd like to kick things off with, tell us about your job in Niagara, I assume the job you spend most of your time prepping and doing, and the role of principal trumpet with an orchestra, and take it away, man.
Wow, yeah, that's a lot. Yeah, principal trumpet with any symphony orchestra. I'm missing it to no end at this point, and yeah, just trying to imagine what the future has in store for all of us. But it's a job that I love, yeah, and I think it does consume a little bit more than 50% of what I do. And now living off in Coburg, it is quite a haul, so it's a commuting commitment too, for all of us on the 401. But it is I'm off in Coburg, so as you know, so it's quite a trek. Yeah, it's a great place. We have a hall that's about 5 or 6 years old, right in downtown St. Catharines. It was designed by the Diamond Group, the architects that did the Four Seasons Center for the opera, and they've done a fantastic job. We love it there. It is, I think I say all the time, we're constantly pinching ourselves. It's hard to believe that is our home base. So it's a lovely thing, and quite a difference from the small theater that we used to play in Brock University.
Right.
Yeah.
So it seems a little uncertain, but I mean, are there any big highlights of next year? Should next year, materialize? Is there anything that you're looking forward to?
Been looking forward to probably this one all my life. We had officially on the book Smaller 5, and I think are probably all hoping that will remain the same should the season open up and when it opens up. Just looking at getting that one all dusted off again and ready to go. So pretty exciting. And if it doesn't happen this coming season, maybe next.
That one starts with a big horn solo, right?
I've heard
Definitely,
it.
Yeah.
No, I think that one and pictures and exhibition were supposed to be on the same year, same season.
Oh, wow.
So
you were going to say the same program.
Yeah. Well, things like that have been known to happen before. Well, almost. Yeah. So that is huge. I have no idea. I don't think I've heard any of us have heard any recent news as to what's going on, as to when things will open up again.
Cool.
But yeah, absolutely looking forward to that. Such incredible colleagues there. And I always just love seeing who's going to show up in the section from one show to the next. And always a stellar group of people, incredible musicians. It's a big highlight to see who will be there within the section. There's a regular crew, but as we know in the freelance world, that changes quite often. I think Tristan, you were scheduled for a pop show that was.
I was
April.
I was supposed to do the big band show in mid-April in that beautiful hall.
Did you take a look at the music at all? Did you see that?
I did not. It got canceled before I looked at that.
Do you still have the PDFs? Or?
I think so. Yeah. You want to play together? Yeah.
Well, I looked at it. They look incredible. It's
Oh.
wailing first parts, the solos often in the second. I think I'm trying to remember who they were hiring. They were hiring a like a lead jazz player to come out to play through all the solos.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, possibly was it a Humber student, I think, maybe, or a Humber grad, I believe. Yeah.
Oh,
No.
maybe next year.
Maybe next time. Yeah.
Yeah. So Ira, let's chat a bit about you being in the band. Ira joined us, I believe it was early 2017, if I'm not mistaken, like January 2017.
We do about 2 years together, almost a year and a half or something.
So. Yeah, a year and a half. Yeah. And Ira was actually one of the very first things he did with us was record on our Christmas album, Holiday. What is it called? Holiday Album Volume 1? Yeah.
That's right.
Which we recorded, I believe, right around now. I think it was mid-April, and we were practicing Christmas tunes in a church up in North York.
Right. Yeah. No, I remember that well. I do remember you had, I remember was your part, which is hilarious, because you had this great little jazzy solo that we were working on. And I just remember when it locked in perfectly, and we were all like, raising the hand. Of course, Terry Permain and Patrick McGroarty were fabulous, and they were so incredible to work with.
Right, yeah, we had Terry on as our producer, which we did not see the first album, and it was great to have a really, really good set of ears.
I think I really enjoyed that part of it, having that other set of ears. We could just play. We'd have someone that was always there to interpret and, make decisions on the takes, like, no, we got to do that again. Whereas we may, at that point, had been ready to move on.
Yeah. Well, that recording session, I think, took us about twice as long as it should have, because it was also when landscaping started in the neighborhood surrounding our church. And every 20 minutes, we'd have to put our horns down and go watch the leaf blowers and the gutter cleaners outside. And as soon as they were done, we'd run back inside and go, let's go.
Didn't you go and have a kind, gentle talk with one of them at one point?
I believe one of us may have had a polite conversation with one of them. Asked when they'd be done. But anyways,
we had an aggressive recording schedule, and it was made more aggressive by clean gutters at Bayview and Lawrence, or Bayview and Shepherd. Bayview and Shepherd. That's right.
Yeah, but then there was Patrick being a brass player and an incredible musician there at the controls, with a ton of experience under his belt. It felt in great hands, and we could just concentrate on the music. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, turned out really well, I think.
Yeah,
and not to mention the video shoot for that took place 2 months later in Steve Woomert's living room.
Oh, we should throw up an image of that later.
The ugly sweaters. Yes.
We all wore ugly Christmas sweaters, and we crammed into a little camera view and played along to ourselves with lights twinkling in the back.
How many cameras did you have? You maybe 3 different iPhones.
3 different cameras, yeah.
At the weirdest angles, leaning up against things just to try to get just the right angle.
Oh,
quite an experience. And what else? We went to, Ira also came out with us. We went to showcase at why can't I think of the name?
In
Contact East, there it is. Contact East it was in Nova Scotia in 2017, the Atlantic Presenters Association, and we flew. Most of us drove out, and Ira and Paul, who's our trombone player, flew in because they had gigs to get back to. And I remember the morning after we played our showcase for a whole bunch of presenters, Ira had to go to bed early and get up at 5 a.m. Got on a flight straight back to Toronto, went straight to the hall in Niagara, and played Bartok Concerto.
That was Bartok, that was intense. That was one of those situations where you're like, "Can I do this?" I'm not sure.
You pushed it to the limit.
It worked out, but
work. Okay, good. Yeah, you still have a job, so I guess it worked
out. That was. I remember in the performance there. Did we speak a little bit for that, or was it pretty much just
a little? Yeah,
we talked a very little, but it was mostly just dig us, hopefully.
Mm-hmm. I remember that. It's a different situation. I haven't done a lot of those. You have with Hogtown. You've done what, 3 now or 2 now?
Two.
maybe
Yeah,
two.
Yeah, a couple.
But it's a little bit of a different beast. You know, it's a kind of it is an audition in a way. A live,
Yeah.
you know,
Let's
quintet,
combine the most stressful elements of a concert and an audition. Let's put them
live
together.
and yeah. So I felt that a little bit. You know, felt that energy there. But I think we did a good job still. It was good. And,
Well, I mean, that's where we planted the seeds for that East Coast tour that we did. We completed exactly a year ago, right? So
I was going to say, the people we met there, we connected with, and because of that performance, we were able to put together an entire tour.
Yeah.
So
right.
thanks, Ira.
Cheers.
So Ira, you and I share the similarity in having second grade students as daughters, and through this quarantine, through the stay at home and the digital learning, how are your grade 2 math skills coming along?
Well, specifically to math, I don't know. I think everyone is experiencing. There's a lot of mutual experiences going on here with the challenges that we've faced with, you know, my wife is teaching from home, teaching an entire music class. They're all, so I don't know what platform they're using, but it's, you know, the whole class is supposed to be up there, the Brady Bunch classroom. And all the instruments got locked in the classroom as of before March break. And they were unable to negotiate a way to get them to the children because it was early days with COVID. No. And the decision was made that we just can't. So she had to completely change around her curriculum. Just completely, and the learning curve of all the technology and all that stuff. Plus her modem wasn't working quite up to snuff there. And meanwhile, I'm there trying to teach math during the rest of the day. And you know how it is. We're trying to get everything done, more than we've ever done. Like, I don't know about you, I'm busier than I've ever been in my life when you add all that together. And there's no gigs. There's the occasional, I'm doing some recording projects right now. Even that's a challenge. I'm getting off topic. I'll get back to the math, but even today, I'm trying to record something for Del Bell, or a Del Bell related project. And I said, okay, I can't manage, you know, babysitting and doing all that dad duty at the same time. So I said, I got her in. She came in and she said, okay, let's brainstorm. Let's think of little melodies. And so I put her to work for a little bit, and she got to see, you know, Pro Tools and how all the little thing was fun for a little while. And then she went on to something else, and I continued. I was able to get a little bit more done. Math, on the other hand, I don't know, teaching from home is a challenge with your students. We're not teachers. We're not trained in teaching academics and all of that. Yeah. But at the same time, I think, you know, we all teach privately at some point. It gives us kind of an advantage or a leg up on techniques and things that we can do. However, none of those worked. It was like butting heads time, right? You're probably experiencing this, where you're just like, all right, you got to leave the room, take 5, 10, 15, do something, talk to your friend, whatever, come back. But what I did find was that, I don't know why, but my daughter has the hardest time counting money. Like, she can do addition, she can do some other, you know, counting in groups of, you know, 2s, 5s, 10s, etc., that kind of stuff. But money, she's just not interested in counting money. Just it bothers her. It just, you know, it angers her. I don't quite get it. So Monopoly, I brought it out.
Hey,
and because I was planning to do that anyhow. So this is we have a family tradition with Monopoly. Like a lot of people, you know, we would have annual games. We made a trophy, the whole thing. I said, well, it's time for you to learn. And we started doing that. And as we were doing this, oh yeah, we're going to count the money, this Monopoly money. And she's doing quite well at it. So
that's good.
And has beat me a couple times along with coaching.
You're starting the family Monopoly drama young.
Yeah, we can't play Monopoly in our household anymore. It's
too much fighting and
I get a little bit competitive. And
yes, a little bit.
Tristan and his beautiful wife got to see my wife and I have our biggest spat, I think, ever around a game of Monopoly on New Year's Eve. So we just we haven't opened that box.
We've never tried again.
No,
Was it over the rules? You know how you make up kind of adopt your own rules as the years go on.
A little bit. We definitely teamed up, I think, on our wives a little bit.
No.
Uh-oh.
Anyways,
I think the nicest thing I can say is there's a way that my lovely wife grew up playing Monopoly, and then there's a way that I grew up playing Monopoly, and they're not the same.
Yours was cutthroat too.
Yeah.
My brother was amazing. He would actually find a way to wean money off of people, kind of milk them. So he would sell off houses. He would downgrade just to not bleed you dry and just to keep you going on. And we would always tally the total, money, property at the end. And he was able to get the largest score ever because he was just like keeping you hanging on, just on life support practically. He tore houses down. When does that happen? And rebuilt them up again. Anyhow.
Well, we'd like to welcome everyone to Dad Chat and Board Game Hang. I mean,
but teaching at home is tough. I went in with the curriculum, tried to get it day by day, keep up with it, and of course now it's just okay. I'm going to do what I can when I can, and I'm going to try not to let that stress me out.
Right.
You feel all of those, I don't know what it is, just all that worry that we have along everything, and our kids' education is a big part of that right now. Right? So I don't know, we're doing our best, and but a lot of life learning. Yep.
Well, soldier on, and I think not that I ever had any disrespect for the profession, but man, pay the teachers, give the teachers everything they want, because they are saints.
Forever,
they
right?
are, my God.
Yeah.
So, Tristan, did you want to ask him about the?
Yeah, we're just gonna. So Ira has also been involved, like we were saying earlier, in the indie band Del Bell, and they've had a couple of albums over the years. You want to just give us a little insight into your role in that band and what you've done, what you've got coming up, maybe?
Yeah, well, it started off as a recording project in Northern Ontario, around the Bruce Peninsula, kind of close to Tobermory, and we rented a little cottage which had a barn. Wasn't being used. There was no animals or anything like that. So we rigged together something like 300 or 400-foot extension cords off of one outlet into the barn, and then fed all the recording equipment, guitar amps, hard drives, you name it, all off of one little outlet. So we were certain that we were going to blow something. Never did. I guess they don't draw that much power with all those things individually, and didn't add up to much. But yeah, it was sort of a writing project, and then the band kind of came together. And it started off as an instrumental project, and then we passed it off to a fabulous singer-songwriter named Lisa Conway. And she took these instrumentals and crafted melodies and beautiful words to them, and all of a sudden transformed, completely different in a way from how we started. Just did a toured around Canada. I don't think we went furthest. We went out east. We never went out west, and never hit the States. Stayed within Canada and recorded 3 albums. From that point on, our band leader, Tyler Balluz, he has been involved in a record publishing company. He has a record label going. So he's involved signing other Canadian artists, working with them. And there's a lot of recording from even not directly related to Del Bell that we've been working together over the last couple of years, including something that we're doing on now, kind of a mood album. I think every song is going to be titled after a certain type of mood. There'll be more to it. It's probably not suitable for work to talk about right now, so we'll get to that once the release dates come out.
We'll have our midnight chats, so we can talk to you late at night.
Yeah. Well, once we go off live here, but it's what was I going to say? All this recording that we're doing now, a cappella, or any of those amazing projects that we're seeing so many of our colleagues put together right now, right? It's pretty nuts. I've been doing at least what would you call it, remote recording since the beginning of Del Bell, or even earlier, where everyone's freelance schedule were such that we often couldn't get together to even record. So Tyler would throw down some bass and guitar, drums get thrown down somewhere else. at least to get the demo going. But sometimes we were doing real, final takes just from home and sending them across, WeTransfer, some sort of platform like that. And, we released albums that way. So this part of it is definitely not new to me. And it seems like it's something that we're going to be living with probably for a long time, this kind of this approach. Yeah. But
speaking of which, Ira has joined us in one of these distance videos that we'll be posting in the next couple of days. Little
right.
Beach Boys jam live from Southern Ontario. And,
can't wait to hear it.
Yeah, man.
All right. Well, Ira, do you have anything you'd like to plug? Anything you want to bring people's attention to before we let you get on with your day?
Nothing quite ready to plug yet.
Okay.
All right, man.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us. These are really fun. I mean, it's pretty cool that we can push them to Facebook Live, but at the end of the day, it's just great to be able to catch up with people who have been a big part of what the band is that still exists as the Hogtown Brass. We couldn't have put out that Christmas CD on such a tight schedule with a tight turnaround like we did without your efforts. So, thank you so much, and we're going to be calling on you to help us out a little bit more for the next, as long as you'll keep answering the phone. So,
well, you guys are doing a great job. I love watching these things. So carry on. This is great.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you. So next week we'll be on at the same time at 1:30 on Wednesday, when we are going to be chatting with the Royal Canadian Air Force Band's trumpet and dear friend of the Hogtown Brass, Matt McCready. So until next week, that's it. That's all. Tristan, do you have anything you want to?
That's about it. Thanks for joining us, Ira. It's great to catch up with you, man.
Yeah.
Thanks, you guys. Take care. Talk soon.
You too.